Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So, President Joe Biden speaking in North Carolina today, going back to all the economic class warfare arguments, sometimes called Bidenomics. He doesn't seem to ever learn, does he? One of the phoniest of the phony arguments is how he created 14 million jobs. The trouble is, he didn't. He's double counting pandemic jobs lost with his modest number of jobs gained. Let's look at this. In February of 2020, before the pandemic roof fell in, there were 152 million non-farm payrolls. Today, there are 157 million. That's 5 million new jobs. But the Trump performance, starting with 143 million non-farm payrolls in January of 2017 and going through the same February of 2020, was plus 9 million. 9 million is 4 million higher than 5 million. Just saying. By the way, comes to roughly 170,000 a month for new jobs under Trump and 130,000 for Biden. Now, I agree with President Biden that unemployment is historically low, under 4%. Yes, but it was Trump who first broke that barrier with 3.5% unemployment. Then there's this complete BS figure, really incredible, that billionaires are only paying an 8% tax rate, according to Biden. This is the phoniest of phony numbers conjured up by Biden's staff using an unrealized capital gains wealth tax that does not even exist. And that's how they get to 8%. This is another one of these bottomless Pinocchio untruths by President Biden. He keeps repeating it. Nobody should ever believe him. Meanwhile, if Biden were elected, then he would go for a wealth tax, as well as sky-high income tax hikes for individuals and large and small businesses. And then Biden keeps talking about how the rich getting richer under Trump, which, unfortunately, is something Nikki Haley keeps talking about. Well, this is not true. Study after study has shown, including a recent blue-chip study from the National Bureau of Economic Research by economists from Chicago, Princeton, Harvard, and the Treasury. Not only did the Trump tax cuts generate a significant boost in business capital investment, along with a $6,400 boost in the real incomes of average families, it also contributed to a sizable jump in productivity and the revenues paid for themselves. But the biggest gainers from the Trump tax cuts were the middle-income, blue-collar working families on a percentage basis, and even larger percentage gains for lower-income wage earners. And by the way, unemployment rates dropped to historically low levels for African Americans, Hispanics, Asian Americans, and women. All right? Now, going back to class warfare, we saw wealthiest people, rich people, etc., saw their state and local tax deductions capped. And all those blue state Democrats are still bellyaching about it. Now, Joe Biden is a champion big spender, which, of course, is why inflation surged and the middle class affordability plunged. Real wages under Donald Trump, who had virtually no inflation, rose by about 7%. Under Joe Biden, real wages fell by about 4%. And the affordability crisis is the dirty little secret Biden will never talk about. And as poll after poll shows, this is why Bidenomics is so unpopular and why Donald Trump's polls continue to soar. All right, so just thought I'd start out with that.